What's going on today, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jay. Today I'm taking a look at an Ibanez, another Ibanez. This is the RG550 Genesis, which I introduced in my last Midnight Sessions video. I just kind of did a quick overview of it, but today we're going to go over the specs and all the stuff in detail. Now, the Genesis series, from what I can tell, it's a couple of years old now. It's a made in Japan series, so this is very similar to like the Prestige line or the J Custom series. However, I don't really know how they delineate the differences between those three, as they're all made in Japan. If you want to think of it in different terms, maybe consider the Genesis series something like a budget version of a Japanese Ibanez if you want to. Being that it's a little more affordable than those are, this guitar currently retails for just over $1,000 here in the US. And this guitar is a monster. Now, the RG series did originate back in the 80s. This is just the latest version of that same series. And like I said, I think the Genesis is kind of an homage back to those days when the guitar first originated. So in my opinion, this guitar is kind of like the fundamentals of your perfect metal guitar. It's got everything you need, nothing that you don't. It's very simple and straightforward. I often will compare other guitars to this kind of a layout because I just consider this like the baseline of what you would expect from a high quality instrument that you just need to do what it does, you know, if that makes any sense. Anyways, specs, let's go over that real quick. Basswood body, which I have here in this electric blue color. This guitar is currently offered in 5 different colors, all of which come with the white maple neck. So even the black comes with the white neck, which isn't my favorite look, but what have you. I thought this electric blue is really beautiful. It's got a maple fingerboard. It's got a maple and walnut neck, 5-piece neck, 24 jumbo frets. They are not stainless steel. You have your typical HSH configuration. And these pickups here are, I guess they're Ibanez proprietary pickups. They don't really specify what brand they are on the website. They just simply say what model they are. So it's the V7, S1, and the V8. They're all passive pickups. The neck pickup is a ceramic, and the other two are Alnico 5 pickups. You have an edge trem here, master volume, master tone, 5-way selector switch. There's no push-pull stuff here. There's no kind of coil splitting going on. This is your typical 5-way selector switch that you're accustomed to, and you know, depending on which position you're in, you're going to get what you think you're going to get. So all the way back, position 1 is going to be your bridge humbucker. Position 2 is the inner coil with the middle. Middle position is just the middle single coil. Position 4 is going to be middle and the inner coil of the neck. And then finally, all the way here, you've got, all the way on position 5, you've got the neck humbucker in full. That's it. You know, I like that sometimes because you don't have to think about, am I pushed? Did I pull? Did I flick the little toggle to get the, you know, the single coil split tones and all this other nonsense? If you just want a guitar that's going to sound good in any position, you want something like this, you know, one of the 5 positions like you're accustomed to, like you might find with your typical Fender Strat, that kind of a thing, works really well. And what's interesting about this single coil pickup here in the middle is that it actually sounds good. I can't believe it, but it does. I often don't like the middle position, and I hear other people gripe about it too. In many guitars, it's just not their favorite position, you know, tonally. But this one sounded really nice. I didn't use it in the demo track. However, I could easily use it. It just kind of dials back some of that output. It makes the notes a little more ringy, a little easier to hear overall. I just found it sounds really nice. So you've got a double locking trem system, and then you've got non-locking tuners, but they are Godot brand tuners, which is nice. And this guitar is very, very comfortable. The heel, it's kind of a throwback to the old style heel that they had in the 80s, where it still has the block look to it, but it is sloped and cut in a little bit, and this nice cutaway here gives a little more access to reaching those upper frets. Now, like I said, this guitar to me is kind of the fundamentals. It's kind of like the baseline of what you would expect in this day and age from a modern metal guitar. There's no extra frills, there's nothing that you don't need on it, but it's got everything that you do want. You know, it just works really well. It sounds good in all positions. The trem works fine. This isn't Ibanez's, you know, top tier floating trem system, but it does work really well. It's got the pop-in arm, which is nice, you know, if you're accustomed to that thing. And it just sounds great. If you noticed, I actually left the cellophane on the pickguard because I will be returning this guitar, unfortunately, so I want to keep it in kind of pristine new condition. So if the pickguard looks a little dull, that's the reason why. I went on a whole tangent the other night in my video about how I love Ibanez guitars, and especially their made in Japan stuff, because they just don't disappoint. I've never had a bad issue. I've never experienced any kind of problems or real build quality concerns from an Ibanez that I've received ever. So I've just come to expect great quality, and that's what I continue to get with this RG series right here. One thing I will mention though is this neck. We're going to talk about the neck because we usually do on this channel, because I want you to be well aware of what you can expect if you were to order this guitar online or something like that. This guitar, it has the Super Wizard neck, and from what I can tell, it's probably one of Ibanez's thinnest necks that they make. The thickness here is 17 millimeters at the first fret and 19 millimeters at the 12th fret. So it's pretty much one of their thinnest necks that they make. It has a constant radius across the fretboard of 17 inches, which is a little bit on the flatter side, but not too bad. And the edges of the fretboard are, I would say they're semi-rolled because they're very comfortable. The fretwork is immaculate, as I always come to expect from Ibanez, so that's never an issue for me, and it's not here. So overall, this neck is very comfortable. You know, I find that the Wizard necks are a very contentious kind of issue amongst the guitar community because you either love them or you hate them. You know, I'm right kind of in the middle, but I mean, I tend to like these more than not. I just don't really see the point of having a neck that's this thin necessarily. I understand that it's kind of for the shredder, for the lead guitar player more so, but you can get by with a neck that's a little bit thicker and still be able to do your shred thing and, you know, sweeps and all that stuff. It feels good. I don't have any problems playing it. I've played it for several hours at a time, and it still feels great, you know, in the hands. Doesn't make me uncomfortable in any way. It doesn't dig into your hand in a funny way. And if you're playing with proper technique with your thumb down in the middle of the back there of the neck, it just works well. It's very comfortable. This guitar is for the metal musician or the hard rock musician that just wants a guitar that's very reliable. Probably this would be a great instrument to kind of tour with because you've got the double locking trem system. They make very stable necks. Like I said, the build quality is really good. You're going to have great intonation, great tuning right out of the box. I didn't even need to really set this neck up at all. I might have dropped the posts a little bit on the trem, just a tad. But other than that, the neck was just like really nearly dead straight, which is great for me because that's kind of what I like. So yeah, I have a lot of experience with Ibanez guitars. I've owned several, 3 or 4, I can't remember. And every time I get a new Ibanez in the home studio to check out for you guys, I'm never disappointed, never. And this is no exception. This thing is just great. It's beautiful, smooth, comfortable, plays well, all the good things. All right, guys, so make sure that you like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And if you want to get more information on other Ibanez RG guitars, you can check out these videos right here. And that's pretty much it for today. So thanks a lot for watching. I'll talk to you soon. I'm out of here. See ya!